Usman. Nice to have you here.
Alex, thank you so much. Good to see you again, my friend.
Likewise, likewise. So can you do a brief intro of who you are, what you do?
Yeah, Alex, I'm a serial entrepreneur based out of the Silicon Valley. Um, I build and design businesses and platforms at the intersection of AI and enterprise sales and marketing, so B2B sales and marketing. I am just launching my fourth startup. It's called Agentive, and it is a next generation view of how AI agents will seamlessly collaborate amongst themselves to help with B2B sales and marketing outcomes. So results focused. So very much what you're talking about, which is pipeline generation and identifying quality leads, and then helping companies and teams run through those with the aid of AI. So agents or agentic is about building bots, for lack of a better explanation, that can work semi-autonomously or autonomously, independently, and perform tasks that they have been asked to do somewhat intelligently. It's a very, very important aspect of the big building block of the big picture of how AI is going to help you transform your work outcomes. But it's not the end answer. It's a brick. It's a building brick in a wall. And that wall is agentive. And what we mean by agentive is the ability to produce outcomes, to produce results. And this is where your rolling pipeline sits. What I showed you till now was how you find new opportunities that match your ICPs and you qualify them by reading out these very detailed instructions of what this opportunity entails. Then you move it into your funnel, and now Agentive becomes a recommendation engine. So now I have a pipeline, a rolling pipeline based on research that took me few minutes, not weeks, few minutes. It took me that much to get to this point. Now, this is all great, but before I move further to show you how a day in the life of a salesperson with Agentive looks like, let me take a quick pause and see if you have any thoughts or questions so far.
So what's broken in the traditional sales workflow that agentive AI can actually solve?
So, interesting statistic that came out, you might know this. Only 70% of B2B sales reps did not make their quota last year. 70% did not make their quota. So obviously there's something broken, right? And what's broken are a couple of two factors. One, the time that sales reps get to spend with their customers. They're, the sales force says only 28% of their week is in customer facing activities, right? So that's a significant portion, 72% not spent. Second, I think, Alex, which is the critical and most difficult part, is building a rolling pipeline. And what that means is that continuously be ability to have at least 3 to 4x based on best practices in industry, a pipeline that is highly qualified ready. Now, as a seller, I get focused on closing deals. I get focused on managing the 12 different tools I have to manage. I get focused on doing the research that I need to conduct. And I don't get to focus on building my pipe. And therefore, we hit the sales cliff every time we close a few deals. We've been really engrossed in, and now I don't have anything for the next 3 months. And so, building the rolling pipe, I would say, is a very, very, very important task. So let me start by first saying, this whole concept of ICP. A lot of people don't understand ICPs, ideal customer profile. And even companies build products to solve problems, but they don't necessarily understand how they can multiply their growth, identifying similar companies that would have similar pain points. And this is a very big, arduous problem with companies. And depending on the size of company and the resources you can throw to it, at it, it becomes a very, very big challenge. And therein lies the fuel that you need to really drive your growth engine. So we have built with Agentive a new engine. Think about it this way: it uses AI to understand your ideal customer profile without necessarily even you having to guide it. So the moment you sign on to it, it knows what your company is that I'm tracking, that I could actually reach out to. It also says there's some new opportunities. Again, remember the rolling pipeline, how important that is. It's just made it that much easier. It's become a recommendation now. A very qualified lead has become a recommendation. It doesn't absolve me of not doing my due diligence, but it certainly reduces that from weeks into minutes, right? And therein lies the point that it has opened up the opportunity for me to spend more time with my customer. As a salesperson, that's what I like to do. I like to be equipped with facts, and I like to be able to engage people. That's my core strength as a salesperson. Not researching, not updating CRM, and not necessarily even writing copious little beautiful emails that go out. Those tasks can be handled very competently today through AI tools. Better intelligence, better capabilities in the hands of your sellers, more time and more opportunities in the hands of your sellers, more people they can talk to, and they have the time to talk to them. So, all of those factors add up to a higher conversion ratio also. So, 20% higher conversion ratios approximately, right? Remember, 70% of sales rep did not meet quota in 2024. That's not a small number. So their judgment is still super important, but AI can help them get a lot of data points extremely fast to help them make very good, educated, precise decisions. So the human is the driver, to your co-pilot analogy. I don't like co-pilot because it's a competitor tool also. But that analogy is a good one in the sense that the human is driving. Think about it this way. We're living under a lot of cost pressures right now. There's
Mm.
a lot of demand for me to produce 3 to 4 times what I'm producing with half the budget I have. Okay. And it's probably a precursor to the AI, advantage that we would gain, but it's there. It's a reality, right? I think, the sooner we can start focusing on results and outcome, the better. I think the business is going to move in very creative ways. I think there's a lot of room for opportunity. AI gives us a lot of different capabilities now that we can execute extremely fast, down to extreme degrees of personalizations. Digital twins coming for me to simulate meetings that I would have potentially with my customers, podcasts I can generate for my opportunities, just a complete multimedia dimensionality that I can create using AI to engage my customers, and that customer experience is going to be really a big focus area with AI, I think.